Leafs Talk, JD Bunkis, Sam McKee. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at JD Bunkis, at Sam McKee. Hit the thumbs up button if you're watching on YouTube, and subscribe and review if you're listening on Spotify or on iTunes, which I'm guessing is going to be the vast majority of the audience this time around. Like that. How many people do you think were watching the third period going, when's Leafs Talk going to start? Why didn't we just start at the end of the second period?
I think our legions of fans were waiting with bated breath for this electrifying Saturday night Leafs Talk to begin, buddy. I don't know who you're kidding yourself, but all the Leaf Talkers just could not wait for us to be here, and now we're here with takes aplenty about a hard-fought 9-2 victory for the Toronto Maple Leafs or the Anaheim Ducks.
The only person on earth that cared about the third period was Nick Robertson. He wanted it so bad. Yeah. I'm glad he got one. He wanted a cookie, baby.
So shout out Phil Medeiros, who we both know. It was at the game with a bunch of the guys tonight, and he won a $1,500 parlay, same game parlay, on a second Nick Robertson shot, which entered the net. So
wow.
I can only imagine how electrifying a moment that was for the boys at the game.
That's how we're starting Leafs Talk. Is talking about our buddies' parlays. That's the kind of game they had tonight. Good stuff. Okay, so I got to tell you, Matthews scoring 2 straight hat tricks is just this is it. It's incredible how incredible he is in terms of this doesn't feel at all insane. It's like, yeah, of course he got a hat trick. It's the Ducks. I love the way he celebrated the goals. I love that nobody in the league seemingly, like we talk about how he shoots low. Nobody shoots more like through goaltenders than Austin Matthews. Like makes them feel like they're ghosts or that they have holes in them than this guy right here. And yeah, I just thought this was the ultimate don't you know who I am game from Austin Matthews, where he has like muted celebrations on every single one of these ones.
Yeah, that poor kid Carlson just draped all over him, trying to stop him. He just shoots it in the net. He's like, get off of me. Like, I'm not even going to celebrate this. I don't care. Like, the guy's just, he just bodies him, gets to net front position. Look at this. If you're watching on Sportsnet Plus, see you later. Bing, in the net right away. So, yeah, I love it. It's just another one. And I actually thought the third one was the nicest of the three. I know the other ones were just shots, but the reaction time off of that weird bounce with the kind of handcuffed inside his hands, for him to chop it into the net in one motion, I thought was unbelievable. Like, I often think about this now because I think there is some point of it where it's like taking him for granted or whatever. And I think that's like a common thing amongst Leaf fans that people talk about. It's like, do we take him for granted or whatever?
I think that's all BS. I think that's
I think like that's a take that people have had.
Yeah, I know it's a straw man take for Dumbos, honestly.
But anyways, yeah, that's a great, like the play he makes on the third one here. If you're watching, just like quick bang, like nose for the net. What are we going to do when he doesn't play? Like, are we going to get excited for guys who's like, oh, he's chasing 35? It's like he has 48 goals and it's not even mid-February. Like, it's the 17th of February. He has 48 tucks. And I'm not even like excited about it. Like, I'm excited, but it's just like, ho-hum. It's another night. Back-to-back hat tricks for the second time in one season. He's had 2 hat tricks in a row. Like, it's really unbelievable. It's unprecedented. We'll never see anything like it again as Leaf fans, and we've never seen anything like it before as Leaf fans. It's crazy.
He's incredible. I think you can both appreciate it, but also understand it within the context of, hey, it's not as loud as it would be in other fan bases, because we've had it before, because Austin Matthews has been around for 8 seasons now, and he's had a 60-goal year, right? He's won a Rocket Richard before, and this fan base does want to see it translate to the playoffs. That being said, he has never had a season where he's carried the team like this. Like when you say, what would they do when he's gone? My interpretation of that isn't, hey, what are we going to do in terms of watching other goal scorers, right? It's going to be, what would ever happen to this hockey team this year if he was unable to play hockey games? Like,
they're a lottery team. They're going for Celebrini, buddy.
Yeah, it's just, they would be in the cellar, right? Like, Tavares missed tonight, and it's the Ducks, whatever. Whatever. It is what it is. Tavares missed tonight. I didn't notice a lot of missing Tavares.
I forgot that he wasn't playing. That's not a good sign.
Yeah. Jobo with the stat of the night, which is Matthews has a hat trick in 11.5% of the games this season. So that's pretty good.
That's a good stat.
That's a pretty good stat. That's a pretty good stat. I would say that's a stat that does not sound real. And yet,
did you see Saravalli's stat that he put out today? That Matthews has more hat tricks. Oh, I lost it here. Oh,
whatever.
boy.
Okay.
No, Matthews.
Wow, you wanted a stat. You didn't have it.
Matthews has more hat tricks, 6, than 506 skaters in the league have scored goals this season. Yeah. That's insane.
Yeah, there's a lot of
hat tricks is nuts.
Yeah. There's also a lot of crap players in the league.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, they're adding some more teams. We'll get even more. Borny's going to go for a PTO soon when they expand again.
Yeah, it's true. My last thing on Matthews, because I want to fire through the other things, because this should not be a long Leafs talk. No. My last thing on Matthews is simply, do you like that Sheldon Keefe only played him 50 minutes? He gets the hat trick goal, and then he basically sat him for the rest of the night. Are you a big fan of the sportsmanship?
Yeah. I thought there was one moment where it wasn't sportsmanship in the 4-on-4 after old Gudas was running around, and he put him out there on the 4-on-4, and he almost scored the 4th, and then it kind of just settled down after that, and he didn't play him much. Like, I think it's pretty amazing at his career high in points and his ice time lowest of the season. Like, that's just efficiency, baby. I don't mind it, and it's nice to see other guys
goals on 4 shots
like that. That's an AHL team. Like, they're playing an AHL team that has a couple like NHL guys on it. It's just a really bad team, so you don't need him to play to beat them. And I like that from Keefe. I did.
Can I say what I like? I don't mind it either. There was a part of me that I just like when he's chasing goals, and I don't mind him getting his cookies. And so there was a small part of me that wanted to see Matthews play a little bit more, but whatever. I don't really care about it. It's certainly not something where I'd go like, oh, Sheldon Keefe had a chance. Like, if you're doing that, you're out of your mind. But I want to say, just because you mentioned the Ducks, buddy, I got ripped to shreds by nerdy Americans that somehow got a hold of my please don't let Connor Bedard go to the Anaheim Ducks take.
Oh, yeah.
And all the hockey nerds kept coming at me. Oh, the Ducks have all this young talent. The Ducks are the future of hockey. The Ducks have Trevor Zegras, who's on the cover of NHL, the video game. The Ducks are going to be something someday. Oh, just you wait how the Ducks will flow, how the Ducks will fly. Buddy, the Ducks suck, okay?
They suck.
The Ducks are the epitome of why you don't tank in a crappy market and get a bunch of guys who are, like, let's face it, all-star game players, like the Trevor Zegras types of the world. That team has zero backbone. They are going to destroy the careers of many of those young players. Like, you see a lot of those dudes tonight. Oh, Marchment. Ooh, wow. What's it?
Not Marchment. McTavish.
McTavish. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
It's like, ooh, yeah, no, really noticed him. Like, what a player. What a star he is. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Those guys suck. This is their 6th season in a row. Sub 500. 6th.
Yeah.
This isn't like, oh, they're just brand new. They suck. They suck year in, year out. They wear those crap jerseys. They play in that arena where nobody cares. Thank the hockey gods that they rigged that lottery to make sure that Bedard went to Chicago. Because had he gone there in that dump and played with those losers, I think I would have given up on this sport. I'm telling you, it would have been curtains for me.
I got to tell you, bud, I respect your ability to drum up the passion about the Ducks.
I hate them. They're so miserable. They do this every year. How many times have the Leafs beat that team down? Where
they would beat. Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, it's over right away. Great, what a game! Thanks for coming out, Ducks. Like, what a performance.
Well, our most viewed Leafs talk until the playoffs last year was when they lost to that team. Yeah. But
you know why it was the most watched?
Because like, how the hell
you lost to the Ducks? You can't lose to the Ducks. Anyway, I got nothing else to say, but like, Ducks fans, you're losers. Your team sucks. All of it is disgusting. It's an embarrassing organization, and like, I think they're gonna be stuck there forever.
They desperately need the rebrand. Like, those are the worst jerseys in the league. Those ones they wore tonight are legitimately the worst jerseys in the league. There's not one jersey that I would rather wear. Like, I would wear any, other than clear, rivals. I'd wear a Ducks jersey over a Canucks jersey any day of the week. But those are the worst jerseys by far in the league. They are.
I get what you're saying. I get
horrific.
Anyways, what did you think about chasing around Gudas all night?
I actually really loved it. I thought it showed a little bit. Like, it's funny to me, though, that the two of the guys that weren't on the team last year when he did it were the guys that were chasing him around, which was funny. I guess there's a lot of turnover, so it's the stars aren't going to do it. No one else really would do it, I guess. But, I respect Domi for going after him multiple times. I mean, Domi, heart of a lion and the arms of an alligator. He's not much of a fighter, but like he goes after him, gets into a scrap with him. And I can't stand him. I really do, as a Leaf fan, love watching them go after him. And I love the fact that like he's too scared to fight Reeves, and we have that, and that's something that's nice. Like that does matter to me. I liked it. I liked it a lot. I thought it showed a bit of awareness that I didn't think they had in them. It was good.
I think there is something to be said about the guys that weren't here going after him and trying to like almost force it a little bit with what that's their role.
Yeah.
But the crowd wanted it, and it's an entertainment product, so I appreciate that. I don't need more evidence about like the guy Radko Gudas is, like
no.
Or the player. I shouldn't say the guy, but the player. No. Yeah. The player is someone who will fight Max Domi and not Reeves, and will take cheap shots and then act bewildered whenever there's any type of repercussion that comes his way, and then talk a ton of trash. He's a front runner. Like, yeah, whatever. He's an annoying player. I didn't mind it from the Leafs. I liked it from the Leafs, but I will say that just a small part of me goes, yeah, it's just a reminder of how in your head you are about last year still a little bit. Anyway, whatever. I liked it. I don't want to break it down too much.
Whoa, it seems like you do.
No, like I liked it. I like it. I just think that stuff's always like a little, it's not as fun when he's got it. Like the photo is not ever going to be Domi cross-checking Gudas. It's going to be Gudas standing in the crease, screaming at Joe Wool forever. Like you can't take that away with chasing around the ice for a couple periods, but I liked it for the fans.
I didn't even really like on the list of things that offended me about the playoffs last year in that series. That picture was probably like second from the bottom.
Because the Leafs play was far more offensive.
I couldn't have cared less about that picture, but like it obviously mattered. They were pissed off at him, and they made a point to go out there and kind of make him look like an idiot. Yeah. That was a tough night for him. Like he looked bad.
Yeah,
how would he end up? -4, -3? With Mr. Plus minus on the road.
That was the most embarrassing moment of the game, though, is when a guy who was in the ECHL a year and a half ago
puts you in a body bag,
puts him in and then scores on him, and then he's just kind of standing there looking like a big idiot, and then Domi comes in with a cross check. That was the moment I liked the most. I just thought it was kind of funny that before the game, Reeves kept saying, "We're not going to chase him around or anything. I'm not going to chase him around or anything," and then he spent the whole game chasing him around, looking for him.
This is my favorite Reeves game. For sure. Like that's why you like having Reeves, because it's like in a game where a meaningless game where they're up big, you want the big top, you want the big sexy. Awesome. Yeah. And you hate that though if you're the Ducks. You're like, okay, bud, like we get it. Like, you guys are running us, you're running us out of the barn and you gotta hammer me. Like, can we just get on the plane here? Like I got a tea time in Anaheim. Of course.
Dude, I swear to God.
Awesome hit.
I swear to God, too, he that's right out of the McCabe handbook. That's like playing with McCabe. Is like, that's McCabe's hit. He's watching McCabe and he's like, okay, cross the blue line, head down, looking for that toe, bang. Like, that's it. That's the McCabe. It was
interesting that Reeves didn't go Ross Johnson there. I guess is that Ross Johnson? Is that who that is? Maybe something Johnson. There's a Ross Johnson that played for the Isles that was tough too. I'm an idiot. I don't know. I don't pour over the Ducks fourth line, but I know it's Johnston.
I never want to watch the Ducks again. Like, see you next year. See you never.
Like, hope you get a good draft pick this year, boys, because you need it.
Oh yeah, no, that'll help them. That's clearly been working for them. That strategy of 6 3 years in a row.
Oh, I was right. Ross Johnson. Look at me, big brain on Brett, crushing it.
Anyway, what else we got here? Oh, Bertuzzi gets off the schneid.
Oh,
thank God. Thank God. The relief was clear. I loved Sheldon Keefe going up to him on the bench and giving him the like hug, essentially. But I really did feel as though the Leafs power play was looking for him every single time. And when he hit that post before, I was like, okay, I can't even joke about this curse anymore because it's actually real. Like whatever's happening here is actually real.
My man needs Eye of Newt in a hurry.
He did. Yeah.
Oh my God.
He was needing that Eye of Newt bad. Some cauldron somewhere. Just put it in there. Put it in. Let him sip from it. He was going to go to a shack in the woods in the middle of the night in a full moon. That was his destiny if he didn't score tonight.
And I love that Matthews just bounces it off of him. Like no skill advice. Just like, I'm shooting this off of you. And it's going in the net.
Yeah. That's what I mean, though. I actually thought that Nylander's goal was like the goalie's cheating over because they can tell that he was trying to feed it to Bertuzzi in the slot for that exact thing. And then Nylander went, okay, well, fine. If you're going to give me the whole net, I'm still William Nylander. Like I'm close. I'm going to shoot it in. And he did that. But yeah, look, see, it's like he's got this little hesitation here where I swear to God, he's looking for him, and then he shoots it.
Yeah,
he's like,
I better shoot it.
Yeah, gave him a shot, and then he decided he was going to take it. Anyways, I'm thrilled that he got it.
When he needed it. Like, I don't know. Maybe he'll get on a run here, but like, can we just see him get 3 goals in the next 10 games? You know, where he just like scores on like a normal pace for him, like 3 or 4 in the next 10, or like it just. I don't want him to go long again because I don't want to talk about this again.
I hope it doesn't either. I've got Dan Bylsma on my show on Monday.
Oh, nice.
He coached him when he was in Detroit, when he was an assistant coach. Definitely going to bring it up and definitely going to talk to him about, how much he thinks.
Is he doing NHL Network now, Bylsma?
Or is
he still coaching?
Coach in the AHL.
Oh, nice. Good.
Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah, he's coaching.
Good angle.
No. So anyway, I'm going to talk to him about Bertuzzi. He also coached that 2014 horrible USA Sochi team.
Yeah.
so,
Hey, but they had an awesome moment though, bud. They got to and he just barbecued. Who was it that he had in net there? Just the guy in net.
Yeah, everybody. Yeah, that was the whole thing. Yeah, and Kessel was on that team anyway. I'm looking forward to that chat. Yeah, so subscribe to JD Bunkis podcast. Catch it on Monday. We'll also be doing Leafs talk. By the way, Monday, if you're watching this, our Leafs talk won't be live on YouTube. It'll be posted to YouTube after, but it'll be live on radio only. I think. I don't think it'll be on SN now.
Okay.
But we'll figure that part out. YouTube after. Anyways, just for those of you that are going to be tweeting at us and texting us. Anything
else? We're not
taking
taking another night off. Yeah. Well, I mean, we got to mention old Bobby McMahon.
Yeah. Bobby. Yeah.
Did you see my tweet about the nickname I've come up with him?
I did.
From the brains of the TTC Skedaddler with Willie Nylander comes Bar Down Bobby, which I think is a fantastic nickname if I do say so myself.
I'm gonna pass on this nickname.
Wow, Bar Down Bobby.
I thought about it. I'm not just saying this flippantly. If you have the name Bobby, the nickname has to start with Bobby. So
Bobby Bar Down.
But yeah, you know, it's like Bobby Big Wheel, you know, like it has to be Bobby first. You got to lead with Bobby, but Bobby Bar Down doesn't roll off the tongue. There's something about it that doesn't work.
I love Bar Down Bobby, bud.
Yeah, listen, you can. I'm telling you, I'm not the decider of these things. The people,
you're not the arbiter.
No, the people are the ones who decide. Like whether it catches on, that's on the people.
Yeah,
but yeah, I saw it and I thought, no, you need to start with the Bobby. I need the Bobby to start. And yeah, seeing as that might be the last time he goes Bar Down all year, I can't really give him that nickname.
Greg Cowan from the Owen Sound Sun Time tweeted me, said Bobby Bullet, which is pretty good too.
See, that's better.
It's pretty good.
Bobby Bullet's pretty good. Better. I'm sorry to tell you, but it's just
Greg, you got me.
Yeah, I told you the Bobby first is what it's all about. You got to be Bobby first. You got to lead with the Bobby.
I did like the shot, the confidence for him to like catch one between the hash marks and rip it Bar Down like that was beautiful. But I will say, like, he's playing against his appropriate level, the AHL.
Yeah.
Like, he looks great in this game. You know why? Because he's playing his peers. He's playing the AHL team. But good on him. That's 5 goals in his last, what? Did he get a hat trick last game or was it the game before? So 5 goals in his last 2 for Bobby. Pretty good. Take that.
Pretty good.
Take that.
Pretty good stuff, Bobby. He just looks like a player, man. I like I honestly, you're right. The competition level hasn't exactly been high. I love that people are like, is the team coalescing around the Morgan Riley suspension? I'm like, I think they're more coalescing around the fact that they're playing a bunch of like really bad teams who aren't playing very good. But sure, we can spin that narrative. But it's going to be interesting to see what Bobby McMahon actually looks like when the competition steps up, because he's been looking like a guy.
For sure. I just like the size. I like the size and confidence. It's like a good mix. And it's a guy that you could picture playing in a playoff game because he's got good size and he can fire the puck and maybe get you the odd big goal in a playoff series.
But dude, we're so used to guys with the size being the Engvalls, the perimeter players. It's like, it's nice to see a guy who's big and knows that he's big and will go around the net.
Yeah. Drops his shoulder big time, which I love. No, I've been impressed with him, man. He's taking advantage of an opportunity, which you love seeing from these guys that come up. Like, he wasn't on the radar at all until last year where he comes up, and now he's like really pushed himself onto the scene as like a real option. Like, if you're Brad Treliving and you're looking to add to this bottom six, which I think you should be, nothing crazy, but light tinkering to the bottom six, I think you could convince yourself that you can mix Bobby McMahon in and out in a playoff series. Like, he's maybe not like a lock, but he can play games for you. So he's
totally
been good.
Agree.
Been
Totally agree.
Yeah.
And God, do they need it, because this experiment of missing some guys and missing Yarncroc, and he's totally been the guy that has, I would say, boosted his stock the most, sans Yarncroc. Yep. Again, it hasn't been super long since then, but certainly hasn't been any of the other guys, I would say.
My last point for the evening, shout out to the Raj at the Raj 590, Max Lajoie. 2029 for the kid tonight. Good on you, bud. That's you can always tell if you played 20 minutes in an NHL game, buddy. That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
You can now say you had a hat trick for the Toronto Maple Leafs and that you played 20 in a game for the Toronto Maple Leafs.
I never didn't notice him one time. Good on you, bud. You did it.
Yeah, that's pretty
Couldn't give you one actual Lajoie moment.
Yeah,
but
he was moving around.
He got an assist.
Yeah.
At
first I thought what you were saying was that Bobby McMahon hit 20 minutes and that Roger Lajoie pointed that out. I was like, okay. Now, and then I picked it up after that's what you were saying. I did notice him a lot tonight, but not anything spectacular. Just a lot of D-to-D passes, and that was
good on
pretty much it. That's all you needed.
Good on him, bud. 2029.
Right. Yeah, we'll see you Monday. Again, won't be live on YouTube. We'll be live on Sportsnet Plus and radio. And so if you got those two things, great. If not, you got to wait to watch it on YouTube. Subscribe and review. Follow on Twitter and Instagram at JD Bunkis, at Sammy McKee, and we will see you on Monday.